Question number 25. It reads, a parallel plate capacitor of capacitance C0 is charged to a voltage V and then the battery is disconnected. A dielectric covering 1/3 area of each of the plate is now inserted as shown in the figure. Here is the figure. If charges on the capacitor plates are redistributed such that the portion covered with dielectric and not covered with dielectric share the same amount of charge. That's how the redistribution is taking place. Which of the following statements are true that we need to identify? So there are options or statements, we need to read them and comment whether they are correct or not. Option A talks about dielectric constant, so we need to check about the dielectric constant. Then polarization charge. Then electrostatic interaction between different portions, and the same thing in the option D, or similar thing in the option D. So let's redraw this picture over here. Now let's say when you connected this with a battery, so the charge came out to be is Q0. Q0 is going to be C0 into V. This is going to be the initial charge on the plates of capacitor. Then after, this dielectric is being inserted in 1/3 of the area. And says this charge is going to be Q0 by 2, rest of the charge is also Q0 by 2. So as this positive charge gets just redistributed, negative will also get redistributed. Now let's say here the electric field is E1, here it is E2, and let's say dielectric constant is K. We can have an equivalent circuit diagram. We can say there is a capacitor C1, there is a capacitor C2, they are connected by the same metallic body, that means they are connected in parallel. And they both have a charge Q0 by 2 on each. So this charge is Q0 by 2. This is also Q0 by 2. So we can apply the condition called V1 is equal to V2. So V is going to be Q by C1 is equal to Q by C2. Since Q's are identical, that means it says Q1 and Q2 must be identical. C1 and C2 must be identical because charges are identical. So capacitance needs to be identical. Now C1, that means capacitance for this is going to be as per formula A epsilon naught K by D. Now A is going to be 1/3 plate area. K is going to be the dielectric, D is going to be the gap, epsilon naught is there. C2 is going to be the plate area, which is now 2A by 3 because it is being shared by this dielectric portion A by 3, and the rest is going to be 2A by 3, assuming A was the total. Epsilon naught by D, there is no K because it's filled with air or vacuum. If you see carefully, epsilon naught by D cancelled out, A by 3 cancelled out, so K comes out to be 2. That means dielectric strength or dielectric constant, basically dielectric constant for this dielectric is going to be 2. If you look at the option A, that matches perfectly, hence A is the part of the answers. Then we need to talk about the polarized charge. We know in the capacitor, polarized charge is given as 1 minus 1 upon K into the charge on the capacitor. This is being applied for C1. In C2, there will be no polarization. So charge on the C1 was Q0 by 2. K come out to be 2. So we can substitute. So it becomes 1 by 2 into 2, that means 1 by 4. So basically charge of polarization comes out to be Q0 by 4. Now Q0 is C0 V. So we can write it as a 0.25 C0 V. Look at the option B, it reads charge appearing due to polarization on the surface of the dielectric is going to be 0.25 C0 V. Yes. So B is also part of the correct answers. Now come to the option C or statement C. It says force of electrostatic interaction between portions of the plates covered with dielectric is equal to the one uncovered with dielectric. So it says on this capacitor, whatever the force of interaction is, the same has to be here. Is this the case? That we need to check. Now we know force is going to be given as force between the plates. If you know, it's like charge squared divided by 2A epsilon naught. Okay, so you'll find the plate areas are different. One is 1/3, another is a 2/3. So due to different plate areas, forces will not be identical even though they have identical charges. Hence we say the interaction of the force, that is interactive force between the plates, they are different in the two portions. That means the portion covered with the dielectric and not covered with the dielectric. So C is not a correct. What D says? D says force of electrostatic interaction between the plates before insertion of the dielectric and after insertion of the dielectric. So after and before dielectrics we need to find the force. So we say force between the plate is given by this formula that I just wrote, Q square upon twice A epsilon naught. So initially it will be the same. That means before the dielectric was here, force of interaction was Q naught square upon twice A epsilon naught. After, finally, that we can say this is for initially. In final, the force of interaction is going to be between these two plates and between these two plates. So you'll find it's going to like Q square upon twice A epsilon naught. But A is going to be A by 3, Q is going to be Q naught by 2. For the second, it's going to be Q naught by 2 and it's going to be twice A by 3. When you're going to rewrite it, then you'll find after simplification, it becomes Q naught by 2 whole square divided by 2A epsilon naught, 3 plus 3 by 2. When you see it carefully, then you'll find this is going to be 9 by 2. And from here 1 by 4 will be released, so it's become 9 by 8, and rest will be Q naught square upon twice A epsilon naught. So basically it comes out to be 9 by 8, the force that acted without the dielectric. So this statement says the force after insertion of dielectric is 9 by 8 times that of the value which was before the insertion of dielectrics. Yes, that's what it is. Hence we will say option D, or statement D, is also correct. So finally we got A, B and D as our correct responses. That's how it's done. Thank you.